everyone, it's Bethany. Welcome back to my channel. I am late night crafting, so I am skipping the fancy intro because I'm crafting in my pajamas. I have something that I need to get done right away, and I thought I would hit record and just take you along with me because, well, I just love y'all, and I just think that you're gonna really like this card that I'm putting together. So first day of school, and we need to make a little lunchbox card as a little surprise for my little sweetie. So I am pulling together a variety of things that I have in my craft space, and I am praying that this comes out exactly how I envision it. So I have a really fun mermaid scale embossing folder. I will do my best to link everything in the description box below. I have this really fun mermaid stamp set with the coordinating dies. I have some cute circular shaker covers that I thought would be fun. And then I also have some nesting circle dies that I sized appropriately for the little shakers. And then I'm going to use some Salvage Patina Distress Oxide for my background. I think this is going to be a really fun way to give a watery look. And then I have a really fun sequins mix that I think is going to be fun. I've also pulled some alcohol markers because we're going to do a bit of coloring. So let's go ahead and get started. Be sure to give this a thumbs up if you are excited. This will be a longer video of me just slowing down and getting a fun craft done late at night. So go ahead and pour yourself something that is your favorite to sip on. I am going to just relax and get this card all put together and chit chat along the way. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to bring in my Misty, and I'm going to start with the stamping, and I'm going to try to do things in an appropriate order, but you know, it's late night crafting and the goal is just to get it done. So I'm just going to kind of slow down and have some fun and build this card from the ground up. So I'm going to take the mermaid. I'm also going to take the school of fish and the bubbles, and everything will be stamped twice except for the mermaid. I want doubles of the fish, maybe even triples of the bubbles, but only one mermaid. And I am going to coordinate her to match my little girl. So I am going to close that door and make sure that my stamp is, whoops, all nice and conditioned. My little guy came off there. Because I'll be coloring with alcohol ink, I'm going to use the Memento Tuxedo Black. And that's just going to play nicely with my alcohol markers so I don't have any smearing. Okay. Oh my goodness, that looks perfect. I'm not even going to double stamp that. I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to take off the mermaid really quick, and I will stamp my fish and my bubbles one more time just so I have plenty. Okay, so give them some more ink, and I may even, oh, that's perfect. We've actually been playing around with these stamps, my girls and I. We've been coloring and having fun with them. So they're nice and conditioned, and you can definitely appreciate a stamp set that has been used because it just stamps so great after it's been used a couple times. Okay, and one more. Perfect. Okay, you know what? That's the first time I have stamped that perfectly without having to double stamp. So either I'm getting better or it's just really good luck tonight. Okay, cleaning these off, and then I will set this to the side. I like to just let this sit for about 3 to 5 minutes. It's just personal preference for me. I think letting the ink settle just a minute or two just helps with the coloring and reduces any smudging or smearing. So I'm going to set this to the side, and we're going to work on the backdrop. So let's bring the distressed oxides out. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab an A2 size panel. I will link the cardstock I use. This is the 80-pound version. And I am going to, again, use the Salvage Patina color. And I am also going to use this little well, it's a little foam brush, right? So I actually prefer the blending brushes that I use, but I don't have a set for my oxides, and I don't really want to mix oxides and just regular inks on my brushes. So I just grabbed, I had a couple of these, and I thought these will work perfect for oxides, and still until I can get a set for my oxides. Okay, so I'm just going to create a backdrop here, and it really doesn't need to have any rhyme or reason to it. I'm not even really worrying about any type of blending or fading. I'm just covering the cardstock, and I'm going to try to do my best to get as close as I can to the edges. I am going to trim this down a little bit later, but my main goal here is just getting fun color all over my paper. So getting close to the edges, again knowing I will trim this down, and then we'll have some fun with some water. Now you could also do some fun water looks with watercolors as well. That would be really fun. I've done that a time or two, and it's really fun, but I really wanted to have some fun with the distressed oxides for this particular project. Okay, so I have that all on there. I can put this away, and now what I'm going to do is grab some water. I have some water here in my mister, and then I also have a paper towel. So I'm just going to do a light mist over my paper here. Okay. And then I'm just going to bring my paper towel in and watch that reaction. Okay, I think I had too much of a fine mist, so we need some more intentional drops. So I'm going to grab more of a spray bottle, less mist, more drops, and I'm just going to saturate my fingers. That way I have some nice water droplets, and I'm just going to flick them on. And now I'm just going to let that set for a second, and ooh, it's starting to look a little bit more watery. Do you see how it's reacting? I'm going to add a little bit more over here. Okay. Okay, and then I have a really fun kind of backdrop here. I'm going to let this sit for a moment. I want to make sure that it is the look that I'm going for. So I'm just going to let it set, and then we'll continue. You know what? I'm scrapping it because I can, and because I just don't think it's quite the color and look I'm going for. Mainly the color. So I'm going to use this color called Mermaid, just regular dye ink, and I'm just going to create a little bit more of a softer backdrop with my blending brush here. Okay. Okay, this is definitely much more what I intended. More of a soft kind of water bubble look, and the color I think will be much, much better in terms of coordination with the other colors that I am going to bring in. So never be afraid to stop and just say, I'm going to change directions, because it's not over till it's in the card envelope, and that's the beauty of just doing your own thing, right? You can just do whatever you'd like. Okay, so that's going to settle out. I just wanted kind of something a little bit, it's kind of looking a hot mess for a second, but it always settles out. Okay, don't worry if it looks blotchy. It's going to come together in the end, and you'll see why when you see the vision later on. Okay, I feel better about that. So this is kind of where I went, but I'm really liking this better. Okay, so you'll see it toned down in a minute. So let's go ahead, and I am going to start coloring. So let's go ahead and let's start with the mermaid. I like to start with the skin. So I'm going to do the E090, which is an eggshell white, but it's a really, really nice skin color. And I'm just gonna start there. It's always amazing that once you color their skin, how everything just comes to life, right? Okay, there we go. So, funny story. My husband this morning told me that I was talking in my sleep last night, and I've been working a lot, just getting content ready, and real quick, I'm just going to bring a little bit of shading on her left side using the same color. And I'm also, I think that's actually going to be it. I'm going to keep this pretty simple in terms of shading. Okay, so I was wondering what in the world was I sleep talking about? And again, backstory, I'm working a lot and I've been doing a lot of cards. So he told me that I woke up in the middle of the night last night and said, what is your favorite, what did he say? I'm trying to even think of the term. What is your favorite stamping field? And he was like, what do you mean my favorite stamping field? And I kept asking him, what is your favorite stamping field? And so he was kind of, well, what's your favorite stamping field? And then I started getting frustrated, apparently, like, no, what's your favorite stamping field? And it kind of went back and forth, I guess, for a minute. Sometimes when people tell you that you're sleep talking, then you can kind of, I don't know, remember like, oh, that does sound familiar. I have no recollection that I was sleep talking. And quite honestly, I don't even know what a stamping field is. I mean, at all. So he was apparently just laughing, because then I was kind of getting like frustrated because he just wouldn't tell me his favorite stamping field. And now I just find that hilarious. I think it's because I've just been having so much fun working, and just having fun making cards and things like that. So I found it hilarious. So I'm also going to use, now that yellow was a Y120, and then I'm going to bring in this G340. It's a nice teal color, and I'm going to just do her little top here. I think that looks nice. Okay, and then I will also just add a little bit more on the left side there. Because it's so small, I'm just worrying about one color for each section, and I'll do my shading just by adding another layer of the color. For the fin, I'm going to do this nice purple color. It's V030. I believe the colors I pulled, I have two collection of markers. I have the bigger collection, and then I also have the pastel collection. I'm going to have to link both because I think these marker colors come from both collections. So I'll just link both of them down there for you. Okay, that's pretty. That's pretty. I like that a lot. And then I will bring additional shading just to this left side once more. A little bit there. And I'll actually probably do a little bit here and here. Okay, I think that looks really nice. And you can continuously add color as needed to bump up your shadows, but I think that looks really nice. Coming back to her and her little sweet face, I'm going to bring this R20 in, I'm sorry, I apologize, R21 in, and I'm just going to add some little cheeks. So cute. Okay, now I really like to just use the same color combination. So I kind of do my main person first, or my main image first. In this case, it's a person. And then I like to just pull colors from that main area to do all of the rest. So for the bubbles, I'm just going to stick with that same teal color. So again, I stamped that a few times. And not worrying too much about shadows here because I have such little space to work with. Okay. And I think this is gonna look really nice with this sequins mix, right? Or sequins. Okay, and then same color. I love this color because I think when coloring in the fish, I think it looks like little goldfish, like the goldfish snack. And I thought that was kind of appropriate for just a little kiddo card, right? Because every little kiddo, well, I can't say that. I can't say every little kiddo, but most little kiddos love those little goldfish. I know at least mine do. So, okay. Just giving them, don't they look like the little goldfish? So fun. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just color the remaining 2 sets of School of Fish. I actually think, I'm just going to scrap this one because, and I'm actually going to do this so I know not to die cut it out. I actually have a smudge on there, and it was when I was flicking all that water on my surface for attempting to do the look I was going for with the Distress Oxide, but no problem. I think 2 was going to be fine anyway. Okay. And ready to go. Okay, I am going to just take my same marker and add a little bit more color with just a line on the bottom, and this won't translate on camera, but in person it's just really giving a little bit more visual depth to the little fish. Okay, I think that looks really good. I think I like how everything looks. This is kind of that little last time that I can, well, not last time, I can always bring these markers back later, but this is kind of that final time. I think I might actually, though, grab my brush side and just kind of smooth out right here. Just to give a little bit more. Okay, I think that looks really nice. Okay, let's let that all settle. And now I'm going to work on my main panel. Actually, why don't we just kind of finish up this by doing our die cutting. So I'm going to bring in the coordinating dies, bring a little bit of this pink tape in. I'm also going to line these up really nice. Okay. And then of course I'm going to need to re-die cut out in little phases the other School of Fish, because it only comes with 1 die, of course, as it should, for each element. So I'll go ahead and run this through, then move my die over to get the remaining images. Okay, I am so happy. Well, let me not say anything until this last one's out. Let me double check. Come on. Sometimes if you toss it, they come out, but if not, just use a little craft pick. Yes, I did. Okay, I'm so happy with how well those are aligned, and I love the shadow layer around those. So cute. And this made me think, how cute would this stamp set be with the Gina K wreath builder, and to have like a little School of Fish wreath around her. I accidentally, well, not accidentally, things are a beautiful accident all the time, but my dies kind of laid it down like this when I put them out, or my little my little die cuts, and they went in that little circular motion, and I thought, I am inspired for another card. So we might have to do that, not tonight, it's too late, but in another video for sure, because that would be so fun to have a little School of Fish wreath around her. Okay, so these are all ready. I'm just going to set them off, up and off to the side. How cute. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy with how those turned out. Sometimes, you know, everything just works out the way it's supposed to, and I think that when tired mommies are crafting late at night for their little kiddos, things just work out, right? Because, I don't know, guardian angels are on my side tonight. Let's do the top panel, and let's start working on the actual shaker cover elements and getting that all ready with the dies. Now, I do want to be bringing in the embossing folder that has these mermaid scales on it because I think it would be so pretty. So I'm going to do that second because first and foremost, I want to do all my die cutting first, because if you do your embossing first and then you keep running it through your machine, your embossed paper is just going to reflatten out. So before anything else, I'm going to run this through my machine with one of these A2 layer dies because I want my top panel to be slightly smaller than my card base. See how it's just going to cut that and trim it down just slightly smaller. So let me go ahead and run that through, and then we'll start thinking through placement of where we want our little shaker covers to go. And these are really neat because they're dimensional. So I guess I didn't really show that at the beginning, but look, they're going to pop up and out of the card, which is super fun. Super fun. Okay. Okay, that one is done, and ooh, we're gonna have a crafty cleanup to do tonight. I am so glad that you have been enjoying the end of the videos where I clean up my craft space because, well, it's nice that you enjoy it, and it's nice that I have a really nice craft room and clean craft room after my craft because of it. So we're doing the good things, right? Okay, I'm thinking I want to do something like this. Now I envision this kind of looking like bubbles. And, oh, I think that looks really good. Now I think later I do want to stamp, obviously not on the panel itself because it's going to be embossed. But, okay, I do have enough room. I'm thinking I want to bring in, maybe I'll bring this to the side just a little bit. And I'm also thinking, nope, this is all gonna work. This is all gonna work. This is my final answer. This is feeling so good. Okay, do you ever have that feeling where it's just, cut it out. It's working out. Oops, I think that's backwards. Okay, Bethany, it doesn't matter. Bringing my tape in, also being mindful. Bring that down just a little bit. I do want to have, I don't want it to be so close to the edge because if you cut that close to the edge, it's just going to weaken the edge. So giving that a good 1/2 inch buffer on each side. Yeah, I think that looks really good. Okay, I'm going to tape these down. Final answer. And again, I grabbed my waffle flower nesting circle die collection that I have, and then I just matched up the coordinating sizes that I would need. Okay, running this through again, then we'll emboss. Most definitely keep your inside circles for an additional project. They're perfect and ready to go, so you can save them in your little craft stash. Oh, those look good. And reduce the waste, right? Won't be using them today, but you never know when you're going to need a little circle. Okay, there we go. Loving this. I'm feeling so good about this. I love that feeling when, oh, I probably shouldn't say that now. Okay, now also, remember when I was kind of feeling like this is a hot mess? I kind of still do, but look, it looks good. Because it's not going to matter. We're not going to see it in its entirety. So don't stress about the backdrop. We're going to see like little 2.5 inch circles at the largest here. Okay, time for the embossing folder. Let's see, which direction am I thinking? This direction. So I'm going to line this up how I'd like it. I think that looks good. And then I will run this through my spell binders once more. Ooh, and we'll get some little mermaid scales on that. Simple, but I think it's just going to very subtly elevate the card visually. Okay. Ran it through. And look, that is so pretty. Isn't that pretty? I love that. Okay, I'll try to find this embossing folder. I love it. Okay, first time using that. I love first times with craft supplies, so they can just really prove themselves, right? Let's start working on the little shakers. So I'm going to turn this over, And I'm just going to start popping these in. Oh, neat. Got a little lint there. Oh, these are going to be so cute. See how that looks? That's so fun. Okay, so I'm going to start popping those in. And just to hold them in place, I'm going to use, you know, you could do liquid glue. You could do liquid glue. Well, yes, why wouldn't we do liquid glue? Okay, I'm going to, okay, I'm getting nervous. Deep breaths. I'm going to do some liquid glue. Am I going to do this? Yes. Okay. Relatable crafting. I mean, we've all, don't we all talk to ourselves, like try to talk ourselves in and out of doing things? What's that? There's a shirt out there that says, or saying, doesn't need to be on a shirt, but there's something out there that says, do you talk to yourself while you're crafting? And it says, why, yes, because I am listening to expert advice. I think that's so funny. Not that I am not an expert. I'm just winging it. I'm just winging it and having fun. But I thought that was really cute. Okay, I'm gonna just put that in there, and I think that was the right choice. We can always reinforce it with some tape too. I'm gonna turn that over and just let that settle. That way it's flush with the counter. And then I'll just I will glue in, oops, other side, Bethany. Okay, I will glue in the other two as well. And this is just really, I mean, we're gonna have more reinforcement going on, but this is just to get these pieces to kind of stay put during construction. Okay, this piece will go right here. No, Bethany, no it won't. I did it on the front. I actually, believe it or not, I really didn't get that much glue on there. Okay, no worries. No worries, it's all good. Turn this over. Okay. And if this is the very first video you've seen of mine, I promise I have it together 99% of the time, but we're just having fun tonight. Okay. And just trying to pick this up without smudging my fingers. Whoops, with the glue. And placing that, oh, those aren't even sticking at all. Okay, tape. Here we come with some tape. Okay. Well, the first one's, well, no, they're not. Okay, tape, here we come. And now we know. Okay, just going to literally tape these on. And you could skip this. I just want them to stay put while I'm adding the sequins and the additional layers of the card. Okay, pop in there. And it's really gonna be a couple pieces. And because I don't want them popping in and out as I am laying it on my surface. Okay, I think that looks fine. And you cannot see that through there. Okay, just making sure. And there. Okay, that was just what I needed just to kind of get them to stay. And you're never going to see this ever again. So don't worry about what it looks like. This is completely the inside. Okay, see, now they're really in there. Ooh, I like that. Okay, now it's going this way. So, ooh, okay, we are making progress. It's like reorganizing, right? Everything gets messier before it gets put together. Okay, so now I'm going to, now, again, this is going to go behind, right? But I need to trim this down as well to that A2 size. So I'm going to take that die cut one more time and I'll run this through. That way they are the same size. Okay, now we have this the same sides, which is wonderful. Okay. Whew, here we go. So let's now, you know what? I need to trim that down further because when I'm just gonna do it with my paper trimmer because you can really see with that emboss how much it shrunk the paper. Do you see around the edges there? No problem. I will just take my paper trimmer, which I'm actually kind of happy that that happened because that's been something that I've kind of been wondering. How much, you know, do you lose in size when you emboss? Very little, but you do, right? Very little, but you do. It's nothing to worry about, but you know, it only did it in one way, but I'm just going to be, just so I have a little grace, I'm going to take a little bit off of the top and the right, just so that nestles in nice. That's lovely. Okay, just a hair more. Okay, I love it. So done. Now we're going to start with, I'm going to get some score tape. And the reason I'm not doing foam tape is we already have so much thickness with the actual shaker covers, you know, raising up and off the card, trying to find my end here, that I just don't think we need more. And in fact, this is a little too thin, so I'm going to open up, I have a 1/4 inch. I must have opened the 1/8 of an inch for another project. So I think a 1/4 of an inch will be ideal for this. Okay, so run with this in any way that you see best, but I think a little score tape here is going to be really nice. And I'm going to focus on, let me grab my scissors. I'm going to focus on going around the openings and not necessarily in a circular pattern, but just to kind of make sure that those areas are kind of closed. So just like this. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that and then see in a minute. Okay, before I peel all of this off, look, because it'll become clear, I had a field day with my tape and I feel good about it. Again, never gonna see it again, but I just wanted to make sure, because I love this stuff, it's so sticky. I just want to make sure it was all going to attach really nicely between this panel and the background panel. So I'm going to peel these off, and then the fun part of the sequins. Okay, the reason I'm doing this score tape first is because I like to be able to maneuver it, see how I'm maneuvering it as I'm taking off those layers. And could you imagine trying to, it would be impossible with sequins inside already. So I always like to do my adhesive surroundings first, and then I go back and do my sequins. Now, you know, nothing is ever perfect because then you kind of run the risk of your sequins kind of sticking to your score tape. But you know what? I think it's totally okay. You just have to approach it the way that you feel best. Okay, I know you can't believe that we would need more, but I'm gonna add one more. And okay, I don't know if you can tell the adhesive there, but you know, this is a adhesive friendly craft we've got going on. Okay, so how is everybody doing? Is anyone still out there? Trust the process. I know it looks a little crazy right now, but trust the process. I think we're getting somewhere. So now I'm going to fill my little shakers. And this is personal preference, as much or as little as you'd like. Oh, this is gonna be so pretty. Oh goodness, that was a little much. Okay, I need to take some of those out. So I'm going to put some of those in here and a couple down in here. Okay, and then this is the part where a little piece of tweezers is going to be your best friend, grabbing these little cuties and popping them right back in, because sometimes they fall out and stick on the adhesive, but it's an easy remedy. This, I still feel like it's a little full. Okay. Oh, look at the colors though. That's super pretty. Okay. One more here. And, oops. And one more here. Now there's little tiny, oh, I don't think you'll be able to see that. They're little tiny hearts. You can kind of see it's a holographic heart. Super tiny. That are in that mix as well. Okay. I think we're good. So now, let's close this. And let's bring in, Kathy Zilski taught me this. If you want to line something up, bring in your Score Buddy. You could do it with a Misty too, and then you will line up your panels perfectly. Now remember, this is actually a little bit smaller than my other one, so I'm not going to actually butt that up in the corner immediately, but there we go. Okay. Now I'm going to turn it over gently. Actually, I'm going to press all those pieces in those surrounding areas. That way that sequins stays. Okay, are we ready? Let's see here. Cute. So cute. Oh my gosh, and I feel so much better about the hot mess of ink blending that I did, because look, you don't even notice. And they look so shimmery and bubbly. That is so cute. Look how fun. Okay. Okay, I'm loving it. Okay, if you're still watching, give a, let's do a purple heart. That's so fun and mermaidish. Let's just do that to have fun. Then I'll know who was here through the hot mess of it all. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Oh, and I'm gonna have her right, yes. She's just gonna kind of nestle between the three, just like that. That is so darn cute. Okay, then let's put that away. I think we'll do one here. Yep, final answer. Maybe one here, kind of to create this. Yep, final answer. Yes, yes, yes. Calm down, Bethany. Okay, one here. Yep. One here. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna, okay, I feel great about the first four, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to glue all these down because I love this. This looks really good. And then I'm gonna worry about my sentiment next. Okay, bringing in my art glitter glue. I'm going to, so it looks like her bangs, the bottom of her fin, and then her little, you know what I'm gonna do though? Let's stop. Let's stop for a second, and I'm going to bump her up in the middle. Let's see if that's enough. I just don't want her to bow in the middle because of the weight. I think that is enough. Yeah, I think that will be good. Okay. Take this off. Do this. And then where was it? Her bangs. It was definitely her bangs. That might be a little much. Okay, and then a swoop of her hair, and then the bottom of her fin. Okay. And if for some reason that doesn't make contact, it will just dry. Okay, that was the trickiest of them all. And then I'm gonna, there we go. That looks great. Okay, and then I'll just glue the rest of these down right onto this shaker cover. Okay, let that settle. And oh, I love that. And finally, yes, I really love that. I just love the kind of trio of movement that it's got. It's like they're kind of just swimming around her. I love it. Whoopsie. Okay, I think that's good. Boop. Okay, I really like that. Okay, now the sentiment. Let's see here. I want to do the make a splash. I'm gonna have to put it on a piece of cardstock, and I want to do colored cardstock. Do I though? Let's see how this looks. Oh, this is not ideal cardstock. Because it's pretty thin, but it's the color I want, so I think we're gonna just make it work. So I'm going to grab the little stamps. This is how tired I am. I've lost the stamps. Oh, how I wish I was live right now so that you could say they're right there. They're looking right at you. But where did I put them? Well, you know what that means. We have to do a mid-craft cleanup because we have to find these stamps. I found them. I literally stopped recording, went back and rewatched my video. That did nothing to help me, but then I started getting down on my hands and knees and searching my floor, and they were right by my cardstock tower on the carpet. Okay, I spoke too soon. I was thinking I had really good luck, but you know what? The card's still cute. Let's go ahead and finish it up. Okay, here we go. We're gonna keep an eye on you. I'm gonna be using this embossing powder from Simon Says Stamp. I haven't used it yet, and I have been really wanting to, so that's what we're going to use to emboss our sentiment. Now, what I'd like to do is, I want to say, ooh, should I do a long one? Would that even fit? No, it wouldn't. So I could do. Should I stack it? I think that looks good. I'm gonna stack that. I'm going to use my embossing powder to get the paper all ready, and let's take this to the finish line. I love all you Purple Heart people who are still there watching. Make sure you leave your little heart because you're a trooper. We're all a trooper. This card is made with love. That is perfect. So I'll clean that off in a minute. I like to zoom with my Versamark. And let's see here. I bet I have a little, yep, I need to take this little off. Okay, ooh, easy peasy. So let's get a little bit of embossing powder on here. Ooh, that's nice. I'm gonna double up just because I'm extra like that right now. Okay, I think I'm really happy with that. Put the rest back in the little bin. Okay, let's do it. Even my paper and my heat tool are coordinating with this mermaid card. I mean, that's too fun. Okay, that looks fun, and I really like, oh, that looks fun and bold. Okay, so I was thinking of doing a banner, but I don't think I have one thick enough. Let me check. No. Okay, that's okay. I can make my own. Let's grab the paper trimmer. Okay, so starting there, okay, and there. Ooh, I like. I'm going to take a little bit more off this bottom. Ooh, I like that a lot. Okay, then what I think I'll do is bring a little off the side. Oh, I like, okay. And then keep my craft room clean now because, oh, I like this. And then I think I'll just bring in a little banner here. Does that sound good? I think that sounds good. So what I'll do is, oh, I get nervous doing this. Let's bring in a pencil. I think I want it to stop here. Okay, and I can erase. And I'll do one and two. Does that look good? I think I could go, oh, should I go in a tad further? I feel like I need to go in a tad further and then maybe do less, like, yeah, less drastic banner. Okay, grabbing some foam tape. My banner is not ideal, but that's what me thinks about it and what my 4-year-old is going to think about it when her eyes just sparkle on the first day during lunch or during snack. When she sees this, knowing I'm thinking of her and praying for her, she's not going to care that my banner is less than ideal. She's not. I love it. I'm just going to do it. Okay, little foam tape. We're going to make the card base and go to sleep. So let's grab tweezers. Got to keep this craft space clean now because I already cleaned up. And whoop, I'm going to try to center that between the bottom of the bubble and the bottom of the card, and I think that's good. Okay, yep, I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it. Okay, so putting all that to the side, all that to the side, and that in the garbage, and I feel like, you know, I feel like I'm done with the bubbles. I'm gonna stop. Part of it is knowing when to stop, and I think I'm gonna stop. I like the white space that's going on, and I think it looks really good. Okay, I'm gonna do the card base and then we're done. Okay, I have a piece of 110-pound cardstock, and it is trimmed at 5.5 by 8.5. So I just took an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock and cut it right in half. Then I will go ahead and score this. Make sure I have this really nice here at 4 1/4, and it will make my A2 size card. Okay. Perfect. I know it's a long card for a little lunchbox note, but these things I think are very important, and they're important to me, and I want them to know I'm thinking of them. It's you know, the first day of school is huge, right? I'm going to just simply use a tape runner, being mindful not to go to the edge because my panel's a little bit smaller than my card base. So I won't put glue totally to the edge, but I don't want to do any, I usually bump up my card with some foam squares or strips. But the dimension and the thickness is in the raised shaker. So I think I am good. Sure that's center. Okay. There we go. Done. That is so cute. And now I can write a sweet little encouraging note in there. Oh my gosh. I love it. It is so sweet. What do you think? It was a labor of love. Took a couple detours when deciding what I wanted to do. Lost a couple craft supplies along the way. But in the end, my heart is totally in this little card. I love pouring my heart into a tiny little canvas of roughly 4 by 5, and I just think it's so fun. So I know she'll love it. I know she'll know I'm thinking of her, and it's gonna be a great first day. That is it for late night crafting. I hope you enjoyed this. Please be sure to give this a thumbs up and let me know how you enjoyed this down in the comment section. I hope you did. All right, everyone, I will see you in the next video. And how about we start crafting for fall? You about ready? I am. All right, see you later.